The children whose lives were destroyed. Listen.
We see a lot of stuff out there that the average person doesn't see. I think that what hits folks hardest is what happens with the children we see. We see a lot of young kids coming across 3, 4, 5 years old, 7 years old that are unaccompanied. Their parents are already here in the United States and they send them by themselves. And who knows about the hundreds, if not thousands more that never make it through. So that I think is more on the mental aspect of it, as well as some of the physical. It's a difficult job. It's increasingly getting harder by the fact that we're not put in a position to do the job that we were trained to do. I mean, I think the Border Patrol is the only union you're ever going to see in the history of unions that is actually asking for more work. We're just let us work, let us do our job. We don't care where you put the coffee pot. We don't care about lumbar supports for our chairs. We just want to go to work. And we're just asking that you let us work.
You know, you would really think that Democrats on the committee would show up to hear about the children they claim to care so much about. Remember the kids in cages propaganda they put out when Donald Trump was just trying to keep kids away from sexual predators in the cartels? We heard all about that. That truth was twisted. They didn't really care about the sexual predators who were bringing these kids across the border. But now they have nothing to say about the children. Why aren't they being called on this, Ben?
Yeah, you know, it's shocking, too. I just was on the other side. I'm in Hidalgo now. I was in Reynosa yesterday, and I interviewed one of the shelter, the pastor down there, who's running two of the shelters. They have over 3,500 people in these shelters right now. And what's shocking to me is he told me that parents are abandoning their kids at the shelter. They're getting approved, and if their kids don't, they're just leaving the kids behind. That goes back to, well, do these kids even belong to the so-called parents that they're bringing? Everything that's happening down here is outrageous. And the fact that it's 100% preventable. President Trump had the blueprint. He showed how to do it. And these Democrats in Washington, D.C. who don't even have the nerve to show up to a hearing, to hear from the very people whose policies the communities that they are destroying, it's unconscionable.